Cori Kennedy stunned everyone with her voice on national TV. But behind that stage performance, there's a story The Voice never showed you, a story that changed everything for her. What if I told you her journey to that stage wasn't easy at all? That the most powerful moments of her story happened long before the cameras started rolling. Few contestants have sparked as much quiet buzz among producers and fans as Cori. From a near life-changing twist during rehearsals to a backstage decision that shocked even her coach, today we're pulling back the curtain on the untold side of Cori Kennedy. Nestled in southeast Minnesota lies Casson and Mannaville, two small communities that shaped one of country music's rising stars. Cori Kennedy grew up surrounded by wide-open spaces, tight-knit neighbors, and the kind of authenticity that only rural America can provide. This wasn't just her hometown, it became the foundation of every song she would write. The values, stories, and struggles of small-town life would later resonate through her music in powerful ways that coaches couldn't ignore. Growing up in Casson Mantorville meant Cori understood community in ways that larger cities often miss. Friday night football games, local diners, and everyone knowing your name created a unique environment for artistic development. She often credits her family and friends for keeping her grounded while encouraging her musical dreams. These relationships weren't just background noise. They became characters in her songs, voices in her melodies, and the heartbeat of her authentic country storytelling that would eventually captivate national audiences. The landscape of Minnesota influenced more than just Cori's lyrics. It shaped her entire worldview as an artist. Long winters meant plenty of time for writing and practicing guitar in quiet spaces. Summer festivals provided early performance opportunities where she could test material on forgiving hometown crowds. This environment created a work ethic and musical honesty that can't be manufactured in recording studios. Her roots weren't just a biographical detail, they were the secret ingredient that made her audition unforgettable to millions of viewers. Small-town artists face unique challenges that Cori had to navigate early in her career. Limited venues meant creativity in finding performance spaces, from coffee shops to county fairs. The distance from major music hubs required extra determination to get noticed by industry professionals. Yet these obstacles became advantages, forcing her to develop a distinctive sound rather than chasing trends. Her geographic isolation became artistic freedom, allowing her to craft songs that reflected real experiences rather than commercial formulas designed for radio play. What The Voice didn't show was the years of local performances that built Cori's stage presence and confidence. Every small venue taught her how to connect with audiences, read a room, and deliver emotion through microphone and guitar. By the time she stepped onto that national stage, she'd already won over countless hometown crowds. This foundation gave her the poise to surprise coaches with original material mid-audition. Her small-town beginning wasn't a limitation to overcome, it was her greatest competitive advantage from day one. Cori Kennedy didn't fit neatly into one musical category, and that's exactly what made her interesting to voice coaches. Her country foundation was undeniable, rooted in storytelling traditions and acoustic instrumentation that honored the genre's heritage. But underneath ran deeper currents, soulful vocal runs, rock-influenced power, and folk sensibilities that expanded beyond typical Nashville formulas. Coaches would later compare her to artists like Stevie Nicks blended with country authenticity. This unique combination wasn't calculated. It emerged naturally from her diverse musical influences and genuine artistic expression. The singer-songwriter path requires vulnerability that not every artist possesses from the beginning. Cori learned early that her most powerful songs came from personal experience and honest emotion. She didn't hide behind metaphors or vague lyrics. Her writing reflected real moments, real people, and real feelings. This authenticity translated into performances that felt less like concerts and more like intimate conversations. Her acoustic guitar became an extension of her voice, creating stripped-down arrangements that let lyrics and melody shine without overproduction or unnecessary embellishment. Musical comparisons can be limiting, but understanding Cori's influences helps explain her distinctive approach to country music. Traditional country storytelling met contemporary production sensibilities in her work, creating something both familiar and fresh. She studied classic artists while remaining open to modern sounds, refusing to become trapped in either nostalgia or trend-chasing. This balance allowed her to write songs that honored country's roots while pushing the genre forward. Her catalog reflected an artist comfortable with her identity, unafraid to experiment while staying true to core musical values. Songs like Lawless and Hey Who Shot the Water Tower showcased Cori's ability to blend humor, heart, and hometown references into memorable tracks. These weren't just catchy titles, they represented a songwriting approach that celebrated rural life without stereotyping or condescension. She wrote about small-town experiences with the affection of someone who lived them, not an outsider looking for novelty. This insider perspective gave her music credibility that resonated with country audiences tired of manufactured authenticity. Her catalog proved she was a working artist with vision, not just auditioning hopeful. What viewers didn't see was the countless hours spent refining her sound before the voice cameras rolled. Every song released represented dozens of drafts, practice sessions, and performances where she tested material on live audiences. Her streaming catalog wasn't accidental. It documented an artist's journey toward mastery of craft. By audition day, Cori had already defined her artistic identity completely. The coaches weren't discovering raw talent to mold. They were encountering a fully formed artist who knew exactly who she was and what she wanted to say through music. Long before national television exposure, Cori Kennedy navigated the challenging world of independent music distribution and promotion. Without major label support, she handled everything from recording sessions to social media strategy, learning the business side of music alongside creative development. Platforms like Apple Music and streaming services became essential tools for reaching audiences beyond Minnesota's borders. This DIY approach taught her self-reliance and gave her complete creative control over her artistic vision. The independence came with challenges, but preserved the authenticity that would later distinguish her on television. Releasing music independently means funding everything yourself: studio time, production costs, distribution fees, and promotional expenses add up quickly. Cori balanced her music career with the practical realities of making a living while pursuing her dreams. Every dollar invested in her catalog was a calculated risk, a bet on her own talent and determination. This financial pressure forced her to be strategic about releases, choosing quality over quantity. The result was a carefully curated collection of songs that represented her best work rather than rushed content designed to maintain algorithmic relevance. Independent artists live or die by their ability to build genuine connections with listeners outside traditional industry gatekeepers. Cori cultivated her audience through consistent engagement, authentic communication, and music that spoke to shared experiences. Social media became more than promotion. It was community building with fans who felt personal investment in her success. These early supporters became evangelists, sharing her music and creating grassroots momentum that no marketing budget could manufacture. By audition time, she'd already proven she could build an audience through talent and genuine connection alone. The streaming era presents both opportunities and frustrations for independent artists like Cori Kennedy. Platforms democratized music distribution, allowing anyone to release songs globally without label backing. Yet standing out in an ocean of content requires more than talent. It demands persistence, strategy, and often some luck. Cori's catalog on Apple Music and other services represented victories in this crowded marketplace. Each stream was evidence that her music connected with listeners who discovered her through algorithms, playlists, or word-of-mouth recommendations that transcended geographical limitations. What The Voice couldn't show was the years of rejection, near misses, and doors that didn't open before her breakthrough audition. Independent artists face constant uncertainty about whether their investment of time, money, and emotional energy will ever yield meaningful returns. Cori persisted through this doubt, continuing to write, record, and perform even when success seemed distant. This resilience built character that translated into confident stage presence when opportunity finally arrived. Her independent journey wasn't just backstory. It was the crucible that forged the artist coaches would fight to recruit onto their team's. Minnesota music communities rallied behind Cori Kennedy long before she became nationally recognized through The Voice appearance. Local radio stations like Croc and KXRB featured her music, providing crucial early airplay that expanded her regional audience. Regional newspapers, including the Post-Bulletin, ran profiles celebrating her accomplishments and upcoming performances. This local media support created momentum that validated her career choice to family, friends, and skeptics who questioned pursuing music professionally. She wasn't just another local musician. She became a symbol of possibility for aspiring artists throughout Southeast Minnesota. Small-town support systems operate differently than urban music scenes, often providing more personal investment in local artists' success. Cori's neighbors didn't just attend her shows, they promoted her music to relatives in other states, requested her songs on radio, and defended her talent in online discussions. This grassroots advocacy created a foundation of genuine fans who cared about her as a person, not just an entertainer. When news broke about her voice audition, the entire Kasson-Mantorville community mobilized to watch, share, and celebrate. Their pride wasn't just civic, it was deeply personal. Local press coverage before her national television debut served multiple purposes beyond simple publicity. Stories in regional outlets documented her journey, creating a public record of her artistic development that later journalists would reference. These profiles humanized her beyond the brief segments that television audiences would see, providing context about her background, influences, and aspirations. The local media ecosystem gave her experience handling interviews and public attention before facing national scrutiny. This preparation proved invaluable when the Voice spotlight suddenly brought intense media interest to her previously regional career. Community radio stations played a crucial role in Cori's pre-Voice success that television narratives typically overlook. Program directors took chances on her original songs, giving her airtime alongside established country artists. Listeners requested her music, providing feedback that helped her understand which songs resonated strongest with audiences. Radio appearances allowed her to discuss her creative process and connect with fans through call-in segments. This local radio support created credibility that extended beyond her immediate geographic area, reaching listeners throughout Minnesota and neighboring states who would become dedicated supporters. The economic reality of being a local hero means balancing appreciation with the need for broader opportunities. While hometown support was invaluable emotionally and professionally, Cori understood that sustainable career growth required reaching audiences beyond Minnesota's borders. Local success validated her talent, but also created pressure to represent her community well on larger stages. The Voice audition became more than personal opportunity, it carried the hopes of everyone who had supported her journey. Preparing for a Voice audition involves far more than most viewers realize from the edited television segments. Cori spent months selecting the perfect song to showcase her voice while representing her artistic identity authentically. She had to consider which track would turn chairs, demonstrate vocal range, and connect emotionally with coaches in under 2 minutes. The Jets' classic, Why Not Me, ultimately won out, offering nostalgic appeal to country-oriented coaches while allowing her to display power and control. This strategic song choice demonstrated her understanding of the competition's dynamics and her own strengths as performer. Beyond song selection, physical and mental preparation consumed Cori's pre-audition schedule. Vocal coaching sessions refined technical elements, ensuring she could deliver flawlessly under pressure. She practiced performing under various conditions, preparing for nerves, adrenaline, and the disorienting experience of blind auditions where coaches face away initially. Visualization exercises helped her mentally rehearse every possible outcome, from no chairs turning to multiple coaches competing for her. This comprehensive preparation meant that when she finally stepped on stage, muscle memory and mental conditioning would carry her through regardless of nerves or unexpected circumstances. The decision to bring original material to a blind audition was calculated risk that could have backfired spectacularly. Cover songs are safer choices, audiences know them, coaches can compare interpretations, and familiar melodies reduce risk of confusion or disengagement. But Cori recognized that songwriting was her differentiator, the element that distinguished her from countless other talented singers. Writing a personalized original song for the coaches showed confidence, creativity, and strategic thinking. It was a gamble that either would fall flat or become the audition's most memorable moment. She chose boldness over safety. Local excitement built steadily as Cori's audition date approached and word spread through Minnesota communities. Friends organized watch parties, radio stations promoted the upcoming appearance, and social media buzzed with anticipation. This regional enthusiasm created both support and pressure. She was performing not just for herself, but representing everyone who had encouraged her musical journey. The weight of expectation could have been paralyzing, but instead it fueled her determination. She understood this audition was a rare opportunity that might not come again, requiring absolute commitment to delivering her best possible performance regardless of outcome. What television audiences never see is the extensive behind-the-scenes process before contestants even reach the blind audition stage. Cori had already survived multiple rounds of preliminary auditions, producer interviews, and selection processes before earning her spot on the famous Voice stage. Thousands audition each season. Only a small percentage make it to televised blind auditions. The fact that she reached this point already represented significant achievement that validated years of hard work. Her blind audition wasn't just about turning chairs, it was culmination of preparation, persistence, and unwavering belief in her talent despite countless obstacles. When Cori Kennedy stepped onto the Voice stage for her blind audition, years of preparation converged into approximately 90 seconds that would alter her career trajectory permanently. She opened with Why Not Me by the Judds, a strategic choice that honored country music traditions while showcasing her vocal power and emotional depth. The familiar melody allowed coaches to focus on her interpretation rather than learning new material in real time. Her performance balanced technical precision with genuine emotion, avoiding oversinging while demonstrating control and range. Chair turns on the Voice represent split-second decisions that coaches must make based on voice alone, without visual information or knowledge of contestant backgrounds. Cori's rendition of the Judds' classic earned multiple chair turns, with coaches physically swiveling to face her before the song concluded. This moment validated not just her vocal ability, but her artistic choices in arrangement and interpretation. Each turned chair represented a coach's willingness to invest time, energy, and reputation in developing her talent. The chairs turning weren't just dramatic television, they were professional musicians affirming that her voice deserved national platform and industry investment. The audition's most unexpected moment came when Cori revealed she'd written an original song specifically about the coaches and their careers. This personalized composition demonstrated quick wit, confidence, and songwriting skills that transcended typical blind audition parameters. She referenced coaches' musical backgrounds and personalities with humor and respect, creating an instant personal connection that cover songs rarely achieve. The coaches' delighted reactions were genuine. Contestants rarely surprise them with customized original material that demonstrates research, creativity, and boldness. This creative risk immediately distinguished her from competitors and became the audition's most talked-about element. Michael Bublé's comparison of Cori's sound to country with hints of Stevie Nicks captured the unique quality that made her difficult to categorize conventionally. This observation acknowledged her country foundation while recognizing the rock-influenced power and mystical quality that expanded beyond genre boundaries. Such comparisons help coaches and audiences contextualize new artists within familiar reference points while acknowledging distinctive elements. What television editing couldn't fully capture was the room's energy shift as coaches processed both her cover performance and surprising original material. Their body language, exchanged glances, and enthusiastic comments revealed genuine excitement about her potential beyond typical coaching pleasantries. Reba McEntire's passionate pitch for Cori to join her team carried weight beyond television drama. It was one country legend recognizing authentic talent in an emerging artist. The audition wasn't just successful chairs turning, it was a statement that Cori Kennedy belonged among serious contenders with genuine potential for lasting career beyond reality television competition. Choosing between coaches after multiple chair turns creates pressure that viewers may underestimate from edited television segments. Each coach brought different strengths, industry connections, and coaching philosophies that could significantly impact Cori's voice journey and post-show career opportunities. Michael Bublé offered crossover pop appeal and international perspective. Other coaches brought their own unique advantages and track records. Cori had to weigh these options while processing adrenaline, excitement, and awareness that millions would scrutinize her decision. The choice required balancing strategic career considerations with instinctive connection to a coach's personality and vision. Reba McEntire's recruiting pitch combined practical coaching advantages with genuine enthusiasm for Cori's artistry and potential. As a country music icon, Reba understood the genre's industry mechanics, Nashville's power structures, and how to navigate commercial country music's opportunities and pitfalls. Her decades of experience meant she could offer mentorship beyond vocal coaching, career advice, industry introductions, and wisdom about maintaining authenticity while achieving commercial success. The decision to join Team Reba aligned perfectly with Cori's artistic identity and career goals. Rather than chasing crossover appeal prematurely, she chose to deepen her country roots with a coach who embodied the genre's excellence. This strategic choice suggested maturity and clear vision about her artistic path. She wasn't trying to become someone different. She wanted to become the best version of herself as country artist. Reba could guide that specific journey better than coaches from other musical traditions. The choice reflected confidence in her country identity rather than temptation to pursue trends or commercial formulas outside her authentic style. Team assignments create psychological dynamics that significantly impact contestants' voice experiences beyond what television broadcasts reveal. Joining Team Reba meant training alongside other country-oriented artists, creating a competitive environment that would push her growth while providing peer support. The team became temporary family, sharing struggles, celebrating victories, and understanding pressures that outsiders couldn't fully comprehend. Reba's coaching style would influence not just Cori's vocal technique, but her stage presence, song selection, and professional confidence. The team choice wasn't just about who turned their chair, it was about which environment would maximize her artistic development during this crucial career phase. What audiences didn't see was the immediate aftermath of Cori's team choice, conversations with Reba about strategy, goals, and vision for her voice journey. These private moments established the coach-contestant relationship that would sustain them through subsequent competition rounds. Reba's investment went beyond television cameras, offering genuine mentorship to an artist she recognized as having long-term potential. In today's digital landscape, reality television performances live beyond their original broadcast through social media sharing and viral moments. Cori's audition clips began circulating rapidly across platforms as viewers shared the performance with friends, family, and followers. The original song for Coaches proved particularly shareable. Its unexpected nature and Coaches' delighted reactions created perfect content for short-form video platforms. Each share expanded her audience exponentially, introducing her music to viewers who never watched The Voice regularly. Viral reach transformed her from regional Minnesota artist to nationally recognized talent almost overnight, fundamentally altering her career trajectory and opportunities. Social media metrics following her audition revealed the performance's genuine impact beyond network promotion and production editing. Views climbed rapidly as algorithms recognized engagement and pushed content to broader audiences. Comment sections filled with praise for her vocal ability, songwriting creativity, and authentic presence. Music industry professionals took notice, with managers, booking agents, and label representatives adding her to watch lists. Streaming numbers for her pre-existing catalog spiked as curious viewers searched for her original music. The viral moment created momentum that independent artists typically spend years trying to generate through traditional promotional channels. Hometown pride amplified the viral effect as Cass and Mantorville communities coordinated sharing campaigns to support their local star. Facebook groups organized collective watching, posting, and commenting to boost engagement algorithmically. Local businesses changed signage to celebrate her accomplishment, creating shareable photo opportunities that extended the story beyond the audition itself. Radio stations ran segments discussing her performance, driving more listeners to seek out the clips online. The viral reach of Cori's audition clips created opportunities and challenges that independent artists rarely face so suddenly. Increased visibility meant heightened scrutiny. Every social media post, past interview, and previous performance became subject to public examination and commentary. She gained thousands of followers overnight, requiring new approaches to social media management and fan engagement. Opportunists emerged offering dubious services, management deals, or collaboration requests requiring careful vetting. The sudden attention was validating but also overwhelming, demanding maturity and strategic thinking to leverage positively while avoiding pitfalls that derail promising artists who handle sudden fame poorly. What television broadcasts couldn't capture was how viral moments create lasting digital footprints that continue generating opportunities long after initial excitement fades. Cori's audition clips remain discoverable, introducing new audiences to her music months or years after original broadcast. This evergreen content works continuously as a promotional tool without ongoing cost or effort. Future opportunities, booking requests, collaboration offers, media interviews would reference this viral moment as shorthand for her talent and story. The performance became a permanent part of her professional narrative, a highlight that would anchor press releases, artist biographies, and introduction materials throughout her career regardless of voice competition outcome. Television success creates immediate benefits, but also complicated questions about managing sudden attention and maintaining artistic authenticity. Cori faced decisions about capitalizing on voice exposure while staying true to the sound and values that earned Coach recognition originally. Pressure mounted to release new music quickly, book shows capitalizing on name recognition, and engage constantly with expanded social media following. Her streaming platforms showed increased activity as curious viewers explored her pre-voice catalog, discovering songs like Lawless and other original material. This organic discovery process introduced her music to listeners genuinely interested in her artistry rather than just reality television drama. Playlist additions, follows, and saves on streaming platforms provided data about which songs resonated strongest, informing future creative decisions. The post-audition period became crucial for converting momentary attention into lasting fan base through consistent quality, authentic engagement, and strategic release timing that maintained interest without oversaturating market or exhausting audience patience. Live performance opportunities expanded dramatically as venues recognized her increased drawing power and audience interest. Booking agents who previously ignored submissions now returned calls and offered dates. Festival promoters added her to lineups, recognizing her name would attract attendees and generate buzz. Each performance became opportunity to prove she was legitimate artist worthy of continued attention rather than flash-in-pan reality contestant. The pressure to deliver consistently excellent shows increased significantly. Audiences arrived with higher expectations based on televised performances. Every venue became showcase for demonstrating she was real deal whose talent extended beyond television editing and produced drama. Social media management became full-time consideration as her follower counts surged and engagement rates multiplied. Every post reached larger audiences, requiring more thoughtful content strategy and awareness of how messages might be interpreted or misrepresented. She balanced authenticity with professionalism, sharing personal moments while maintaining appropriate boundaries. Fan interactions increased exponentially, requiring systems for responding meaningfully without becoming overwhelmed. Cori Kennedy's voice journey represents beginning rather than culmination of her musical story. The audition opened doors, but walking through them successfully requires continued excellence, strategic decisions, and unwavering commitment to artistic authenticity. Voice alumni face constant challenge of transcending reality television association to establish legitimate artistic careers. Some contestants fade quickly despite initial success, others leverage the platform into sustained relevance. Cori's independent artist background and songwriting foundation suggest potential for the latter trajectory. Her future depends on choices she makes now regarding music, partnerships, and career direction that will determine whether viral moment becomes lasting legacy. The country music industry landscape offers both opportunities and obstacles for emerging artists seeking to establish themselves. Nashville's major label system often demands creative compromises and marketing formulas that can dilute authentic voices. Independent distribution allows artistic control, but limits promotional resources and industry access. Cori must navigate between these approaches, possibly forging a hybrid path that maintains authenticity while accessing resources necessary for broader reach. Her voice exposure provides leverage for these negotiations. Labels and partners now come to her rather than the reverse. Choosing wisely among these options will determine whether she controls her artistic destiny or becomes another cautionary tale. Songwriting remains Cori's strongest asset and clearest differentiator in crowded country music marketplace. While many singers compete for attention, authentic songwriters who craft compelling narratives from genuine experience remain relatively rare. Developing this skill further, refining craft, exploring new themes, experimenting with form while maintaining her distinctive voice should remain central to her artistic evolution. Maintaining connection with the Minnesota communities that supported her early career will prove crucial as opportunities expand geographically. These relationships provide grounding, honest feedback, and reminder of why she pursued music originally. The temptation to leave small-town roots behind for larger markets threatens many rising artists. But Cori's music draws power from those authentic experiences and relationships. Losing touch with that foundation could hollow out the very qualities that made her special. Success means growth without abandonment, expansion without forgetting the people and places that shaped her artistic identity and remain invested in her continued success and well-being. What The Voice didn't tell you about Cori Kennedy is that her story is still being written. The audition was a remarkable chapter, but the book remains unfinished. She controls the narrative going forward through dedication to craft, integrity in business decisions, and commitment to music that reflects genuine experience rather than commercial calculation. The Voice provided platform and validation, but lasting success requires sustained excellence over years and decades, not just memorable television moments. Whether she becomes footnote or country music mainstay depends entirely on choices made when cameras stop rolling and real work begins. The best chapters likely remain unwritten, waiting for her to create them through talent, determination, and authenticity that earned those chair turns initially.